guys, and welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley, and today might be a short, sweet video, but I'm very excited. I got my hands on a product that I've been curious about but have not tried. This is from Craftamo. Now, I was watching one of Emma Lefebvre's live videos, and she was launching her new ceramic palette with them, and I have not tried her brushes yet. So I figured I would get the palette and the watercolor brush set together. They were on sale for the live, so I went ahead and bought them. Now, if you don't know who Emma Lefebvre is, she is probably my favorite watercolor YouTuber. I'm not gonna say she's a lot like me, but she's a lot like me in the sense that she puts out real stuff. She puts out the process and the fails. She doesn't hide that, and that is one of my main things on this channel is showing you the process of art and the process of learning. And not everything is going to be perfect the first time or the second time. And her and I share that kind of philosophy. So she is actually one of the first ones I started watching when I started watercoloring. So when I started painting in 2020, I watched a lot of her videos, a lot of her florals, and how to do different perspectives on florals. A lot of it I learned from Emma. So I am so excited to try out her brushes and this palette. So we're going to open up these beautiful packages and see what we think of these brushes. I hope that they're good. Okay, let's go ahead, turn the camera around and start playing. Okay, so I want to start with the Ceramic Studio palette. As I have said in previous videos, actually, our last gift guide video, ceramic palettes are one of my favorite things to use when watercolor painting. I have several, but also I need several because I will have some that still have pigment on them and I don't want to wipe them away. So like I have a bunch of different ones. I have little round ones that stack. I have so many of these, but I have discovered I cannot have enough. So let's open this up and see what this one looks like. Oh, the box is beautiful. Okay, so here is the beautiful box. Let's open it up, see what the inside has. Oh, cute. I like this box it's nice and it can be reused. Oh, that's beautiful. Came in very protective cushion packaging. That, and then I slam it into a glass. Okay. That is beautiful. Has Craftamo and Emma Lefebvre stamped on the back. And I believe you can take this out and use this as a box for storing, well, maybe. I mean, there's glue on the bottom. I still think you could take this out and use it as a box for storing things if you wanted. But anyway, because the box is nice and sturdy. So let's move that to the side. We're going to take a look at the brushes as well. So, and then of course we're going to play with them. How would we not? Okay. So this is a 4-piece watercolor brush set. Our 100% cruelty-free cream and tan brush hair provides the perfect amount of snap and water absorption that Emma expects from her watercolor brushes. So one thing I will say is Emma's preference in brushes and mine are different. And that's one of the reasons that I've waited so long, although I think I'm going to really like this one. One of the reasons that I waited so long to try these, because Emma likes a very snappy brush. And so I'm assuming that these have quite a bit of snap to them. And I actually really prefer a floppy, more organic brush. I like both for different reasons, but like I really enjoy my nice floppy mop brush. My natural hair Kolinsky Sable, it has a little bit of snap, but it's, especially when it's wet, it's nice and floppy. So I'm curious to see how stiff these are. But for a beginner in watercolor, these are a perfect brush type for you to start with. So we have a 2, 6, and 12 round, and then we have a 3/4 oval wash. This is the one I'm most excited about because I don't have something like this. I don't have many filberts or oval washes. I have a lot of round brushes and quill brushes. I even have some dagger and cat's tongue, but I don't have a ton of these, and I actually really enjoy painting with them. So let me get the glue, the sizing off the brushes so we can feel the bristles, and then we're gonna start painting. They are very, very well protected. They have quite a bit of sizing on them. Okay, so there's the brush. Okay, it has quite a bit of bend. It does snap back nicely. I think this might be a really good balance of snap and bend. Bend and snap. I really like the tiny size of the size 2. It's nice and pointed. That's going to be a really nice detail brush. All right, let's see what this giant one feels like. All right, I'm excited to play with these. So we're just going to do a bunch of brush strokes, maybe some loose flowers, just kind of play around. We need some paint. I think since this is sitting right here, we'll just use these. This is our 31 Purple Fish collab plus a couple of other colors. All right, so I'm going to be using the Meeden watercolor paper, 100% cotton. This is the 10 by 7, and I think we're going to start with the size 12 round. I want to do some color mixing on this. So this palette, you can like squirt tube paints onto the little ones and then use this as a mixing surface, or you can use the entire thing as a mixing surface and like mix different little colors in these wells. I don't know how I'm going to end up using this. I think I might actually use this for gouache. I haven't gotten into gouache yet, but I'm wanting to, and I might use this to squirt different gouache colors out. We'll see. But for today, wow, we're going to get some color, and I'm going to do a little bit of mixing. Pretty green. Okay, so let's see what kind of brush strokes this size 12 does. So again, I'm not going to be painting anything specific. I'm just going to be doing different brush strokes. Ooh, it goes to a nice fine point. Pretty. The handle on this is much wider than I'm used to, but I also don't typically use a size 12. I am in like the size 6 realm usually. And honestly, I can get quite large brush strokes with this size 6. So I don't really need the size 12 for what I usually do. It's also a little bit different shape than what I'm normally do. So this one, you can see brushes that I normally use belt out and then back in. I don't know if you can tell that. I'm trying to get this in focus. Anyways, so they kind of belt out and then back in. That makes them really full. This one is just straight and then to a point. So it is a slightly different shape than what I usually paint with. Not to say that, I mean, I still use brushes that do that. But, because like all these Meeden ones, they don't belt out too much. So I'm going to try the size 6. So this is a size 6 and this is a size 6. Sizes vary from company to company. So this is a little bit smaller than what I would normally think of a 6. But let's give this a whirl. They come to the finest point, which is amazing. Let me zoom in just a little bit for you guys. Yeah, I will say these are very easy to get a fine point, which is good for beginner use, especially. I mean, for anyone, because it's frustrating when you're wanting to get a fine point and then you don't. But these have a very, very nice point. Okay, I'm excited about that. Like you don't need the size 2 because this size 6 is so fine, but. All right, let's take. Yeah, look at that. See do some nice like little lines. Let's see how fat it goes. 2. Yeah, and one thing with using these smaller brushes, they're not going to hold as much water. So they do dry brush quicker, but I'm going to see if we can do some little bitty veins. These are not all the way dry, so it's spreading, but fun. Okay. I think I'm going to like the size 6 a lot. The 12 probably won't get used, but this one is the one I'm most excited for. So I'm going to mix up some of these 2 colors. And please don't judge me too much. I am not used to doing flowers with this shape of brush. So I'm just going to try and see what happens. If it doesn't turn out, then don't laugh at me. Cute. Bit of the darker at the base. Okay. It is much larger than I'm used to. I paint on a smaller scale usually, but I could see if I was trying to fill up a bigger paper, even this size would be good for this. And then I'm going to take my 6 into my yellow, kind of just tap in a little bit of yellow for my center. See if I can do some greenery with this. So I'm going to come down here. See how, oh, it's kind of difficult. Not used to wielding such a big, I was going to say weapon. The ferrule and the handle are so fat for what I'm used to. But again, it's just one of those things that it's kind of what your hand is used to and muscle memory and all of that. So I think it's something I would get used to pretty quickly. I want to do some leaf kind of shapes with this. Let's see what we can do here. Just kind of playing right now. I'm learning a new brush. So if we start on this side and then turn it and then keep twisting it, get a long leaf like that. It's a pretty shape. Yeah, it's a pretty snappy brush. I'm excited to explore this one more. I still think the round ones are probably ones I'm going to use the most of this set, but I can definitely see me using this for specific reasons. I would like to paint a tulip with this. I kind of run out of room here. It'd be a very big tulip, but I've painted a tulip with a big kind of floppy quill brush, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm kind of curious how it will compare to this. So let me get some more paper. So we'll do a tulip and then I'll be done yapping your head off here. Okay, so I'm going to start with this purple fog color. And I'm going to start on the side of my brush, petal here. I'm going to take this Quin Violet and kind of feather it up from the bottom. And, well, that's pretty. Add a little bit of water. Okay, so there's a tulip. Let's continue here. Let's do a little bit more open. Water control with this is different than what I am used to. It doesn't hold as much water because I use a lot of natural hair brushes, so that is one difference that I'm seeing. But again, it's just the type of brush and style that it is. Okay, let's do one more. Let's kind of droop one down here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take the green. This is called Dirty Algae. These are from 31 Purple Fish. I don't know if I said that. Woo. And pretty. So there are some very quick, simple tulips. Let's get a couple of, yeah, see the water ran out of the brush before I got that fully on there, but okay, pretty. Okay, so there's some quick tulips. I'm gonna do a little bit of paint splattering. Paint splattering is a little bit more difficult with a stiff brush, but you can still do it. Floppy ones splatter really well. Just need more water on your brush to splatter with these. Whoop, there it went. Overall, I'm so excited to have this mixing palette. I am kind of excited to try this with gouache. I'm wanting to try out some gouache soon. Let me know what brand I should try. But as far as the brushes go, I'm happy to have these. I think I'm going to use I use a size 6 in most brands the most, but I think what I'm going to love these for the absolute most is for Kylie to use. So if you're new around here, Kylie is my sister and she is part of the channel. She is not a watercolor painter, but I have her paint with me. And I think these are going to be a little bit more user-friendly for her. So I think she's going to love these. I also think Kylie's going to love gouache. So these with gouache, I think is going to be a fantastic combination. That's probably what I'll end up using these for is gouache. I think that I will enjoy the stiffer brush with that type of medium. But either way, I'm so excited for Emma. I'm glad I got my hands on the ceramic palette. I don't know if it's still available. I know it was a limited kind of thing, but her brushes should be. I'm going to link everything that I can down below. But if you have not seen any of Emma's videos, I don't know how it's possible, but if you haven't, I'm going to link her channel down below as well. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. And this is the part of the video where I continue to paint anyways. I really, really like Emma, so I hope her brushes are really, really good. That was funny.